Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare
Pralada इसकान पौंडराचार्य ओम विष्णुपाद परमं सत्परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सरस्वती श्रीमद् भक्तिदान सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद की गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा मई की जय। यमुना मई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गोमनंदी all glories to somebody all glories to somebody devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to somebody devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Gauranga Hare Bol. Mo Vishnu Pavaya Hare Ram Sankirtan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we continue with one round of Harinam Sankirtan. Congregation will chanting. Please chant loudly as possible, but synchronous. We'll try to do synchronous. Thank you. Arun? Answer, beat. Did everyone get chanting beat? Move. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome back again for this Saturday program. So my humble request is, please come forward. I see lot of chairs empty. Please come forward. So as you all know, today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Kaivalya Prabhu among us. Kaivalya Prabhu, please. So let's all welcome him by chanting 3 times loudly, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So most of you already know Kaivalya Prabhu. Who doesn't know Kaivalya Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Kids, can you please maintain silence? Thank you. So who doesn't know Kaivalya Prabhu? Chaitanya Prabhu doesn't know. Okay. Of course, Makaranda Prabhu. So Makaranda Prabhu, Santosh Prabhu, Rathore, Mahendra Singh Rathore. Prabhu, you? Okay. So I would like to take opportunity to introduce him. So His Grace Kaivalya Prabhu is very senior devotee, and he is a direct disciple of our ISKCON founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He got initiated way back, correct me if I am wrong Prabhu, is it 1973? 75. So he met Srila Prabhupada several times, and at that time, actually, most of Srila Prabhupada's disciples were American bodies, right? Very rare Indian bodies. And Kaivalya Prabhu is one among those. He met Srila Prabhupada in New York, Prabhu? New York, 73, and then he got initiated in 1975. He has been serving our ISKCON movement for more than 50 years? 5 decades? Mathematicians. Yeah, more than 50 years. Can you imagine? It's more than my age actually. So thank you very much Prabhu for serving Srila Prabhupada's movement and spreading Krishna consciousness. And from past more than 2-3 decades, he has been serving ISKCON Philadelphia day in and out in various ways. He has been wearing several hats, like he was board of directors for many years, and he was a treasurer at ISKCON Philadelphia. Then he does Pujari services. As and when needed, he goes to temple and does Pujari services early in the morning, evenings you can see him, and every Sunday feast you can see him. Many times he is on the altar. So he also helps in cooking at Sunday feast. He did that for several years. So he is very close to us, especially my family. He and his family, Chaitanya Prabhu, his family. And of course, Vikuksha Mataji is not here, but they are very close to us. So I would like to again thank him very much for honoring my request and coming here to talk on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are going to discuss on what verse?
15.
15th. Which chapter?
Second.
Second chapter. Which canto?
1.
First canto. So first canto, chapter 2, 15th verse. So Tarun Krishna. So thank you again, Prabhu. So stage is yours. Hari Bol.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
भगवते वासुदेवाय
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
भगवते
Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय
नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यास ततो जायमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So I would like to thank Bhakta Sangha Prabhu for giving me this great opportunity to come here and purify myself by reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very purifying for everyone, and listening is very important also. So I will read. Prabhu, you want you to use read the shloka and word to word or not? What is the format?
Read shloka word to word and then purport and
Okay, so it's Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 15. I will recite. Yad anudhyasina yuktaha
युक्तनित्यासिन युक्तः
ki nibandhanam chindanti kovidas tasya kona kuryat katharatim yad anudhyasina yuktaha karma granthi nibandhanam chindanti kovidastasya
Chindanti Kovitasasya
ko na kuryat katharatim
Kona Kuryat Kataratim
yad anudhyasina yukta
Yedanudyasina Yukta
karma granthi nibandhanam
Karma Granti Nibandhanam
chindanti kovidastasya
Chindanti Kovidasasya
na ko na kuryat katharatim.
Kona Kuryat Kataratim.
So, what translation? Yat,
Yet
which,
which
anudhya,
Anudya
remembrance,
remembrance
asina,
Asina
sword,
Sword
yuktaha,
Yukta
being equipped with,
being equipped with
karma,
Karma
reactionary work,
reactionary work
granthi,
Granti
knot,
Not
nibandhanam,
Nibandhanam
enter, night, chindanti,
Chindanti
cut,
Cut
kovidaha,
Govida
intelligent,
Intelligent
tasya,
Tasya
his,
Is
saha,
The
who,
Who
na,
Na
not,
Not
kuryat,
Kuryat
shall do,
Shall do
katha,
Kata
messages,
Messages
ratim,
Ratim
attention.
Attention
Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work. That's karma. By the remembering the personality of Godhead, therefore, who will not pay attention to this message? Purport. The contact of spiritual spark with material elements create a knot which must be cut if one wants to be liberated from the actions and reactions of repetitive work. Liberation means freedom from the cycle of reactionary work. This liberation automatically follows for one who constantly remembers the
the transcendental pastime of personality of Godhead. This is because all the activities of the Supreme Lord, His Leelas, are transcendental to the modes of material nature. They are all attractive spiritual activities, and therefore constant association with the spiritual activities of the Supreme Lord gradually spiritualizes the conditioned soul and ultimately serves the knot of material bondage. Liberation from material bondage is therefore a product of devotional service. Attainment of spiritual knowledge is not sufficient to ensure liberation. Such knowledge must be overcoated with devotional service so that ultimately the devotional service alone predominates. Then liberation is made possible. Even the reactionary work of the fruitive workers can lead one to liberation when it is overcoated with devotional service. Karma overcoated with devotional service is called Karma Yoga. Similarly, empirical knowledge
1248.
overcoated with devotional service is called the Jnana Yoga. But pure Bhakti Yoga is independent of karma. Such karma, because it alone can not only endow one with liberation from conditional life, but also award one transcendental long service of the Lord. Therefore, any sensible man who is above the average man with a poor fund of knowledge must constantly remember the personality of Godhead by hearing about Him, by glorifying Him, by remembering Him, and by worshipping Him always without suggestion. That is the perfect way of devotional service. The Goswamis of Vrindavan, who were authorized by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach the Bhakti cult, rigidly followed this rule and made immense literature of transcendental science for our benefit. They have chalked out ways for all classes of men in terms of different caste and orders of life in pursuance of the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatham and similar other authoritative scriptures. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sav Kadam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Te Kupesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrashabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Prapa Sindhu Pevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So last week, Kritada Mataji nicely explained about verse number 14. And 14 and 15 are interrelated actually, that's why I'm going back a little bit and reading 14 text also. Tasmadekena manasa bhagwan satvatam patihi shrotavyah kirtitavyasya dhyaye pujyasya nityada. Means with one pointed. Tasmadekena manasa means one pointed attention. If somebody has one pointed attention towards Supreme Personality of Godhead, not like mind goes here, mind goes there, and the mind should be really fixed in Krishna. And then, if he does, hears about Krishna all the time, glorifying Krishna, remembering Krishna and worshipping Krishna. And the same thing is written in this 15th verse in the purport. So these are the four important things which was showed here in worship of Personality of Godhead, who is the protector of all the devotees. So like Narsingh protected Prahlad Maharaj. So similarly, Lord protects all his devotees actually. He, whatever is missing, he fulfills that thing, and he really protects all the devotee in any problems. So we should fully depend on Krishna and then try to remember him, try to chant his names, try to glorify him, try to do his worship, give offering obeisances. So all these activities, if we do, then actually Krishna will be very happy with us. So, but it should be very constantly, like you cannot just do it few days and then give up and then. So that thing is very important. And nityada, that means constantly, every day you have to do. Not like some days we do chanting and some days we don't do. That will not work actually, because Krishna wants constant attention of us, that somebody is really doing something for me. And like getting up in the morning, we have to give up our sleep and we have to get up in the morning and Brahma do the chanting. So we have to do this kind of thing. Krishna sees how much we love him, because it's not the activity what we do, it's our intention to please Krishna that was count. Because sometimes we can see that even pleasing Krishna is not sufficient, because let me give you one example, like Pandrak, he was acting as Krishna because his chaplus ministers, told him that you are Krishna, real Krishna, and then he wrote a letter to Lord Krishna, and through the Brahman went to Dwarika, when Krishna and Balram and everybody, all the ministers were sitting, and then the Brahman read the letter of King Pandruk, and he said that I am the real Krishna and you are false Krishna, so you give up all your title and all your what cost of money and all ornaments, what Krishna wears, they are all mine, so you give them up, otherwise you have to fight with me. So Krishna and Balram and all the ministers, they laughed so loudly for 5-10 minutes. That what a joke it is, So, but Krishna was happy, he was laughing, loudly and everything, so Krishna was happy. But that happiness is not Pandav's bhakti, he was happy. So actually doing, just making happy, giving happiness to Krishna is not enough, we have to have intention in the heart to make Krishna pleased. So that intention should be there, because Krishna can be happy with this small thing, later on we can do the same nonsense, but we have constant intention to please the Krishna. Similarly, work, like we say that, okay, the chanting is good, Krishna will be happy with this or this thing, that thing. Let me give you one example where like fighting, like Mahabharata war. We can see Arjuna and we can see Duryodhana. They both were fighting. And Krishna was very happy with Arjuna's fighting, because he was fighting under direction of Krishna. But at the same time, you can see Duryodhana, he was also fighting. But Krishna went as a Shanti Dut and told him that stop the war, and you just give him the 5 villages. And he said, no, I will not give. I will not give even 1 inch of the land, So then he was fighting. So Krishna was very angry with Duryodhana that he is doing all this, because if he could have agreed to my proposal, then this war will not happen. But so activity is the same, fight. But see, with Arjuna, he was happy with the same activity, and he was so angry with Duryodhana. And ultimately Duryodhana was killed, and Arjuna was the winner. So we can see, the activity is not important. The intention to please Krishna is important, because Duryodhana didn't have any intention to please Krishna, and Arjuna didn't wanted to even fight. But you see, Krishna explained him in Bhagavad Gita, and he fought. That you remember me, and at the same time do your prescribed duty. And Arjuna did it. That's why Krishna was very happy with him. So we can see the activity doesn't mean much, Sometimes we say, okay, do the puja, Krishna worshipping, Krishna will be happy. But we don't have enough heart to do the puja with pure heart. That puja will not give the same results. Like it will, of course, like chanting also, if you do unintentionally or even criticizing with devotees and other things, it will still, Nam is very powerful. It will give the effect. But what happens, it will not take us to liberation or Golok Vrindavan, that can work up to, it may burn all our sins from this life or past millions of lifetime. It can do that. But will never take us to give the love of Krishna. So love of Krishna only if we have real intention to love Him and to please Him. So we have to do all the bhakti with pure intention. Like in the purport we read that karma quoted with this bhakti, karma quoted with. Let me see what is that. Karma quoted with devotional service is called the karma yoga. So if we do karma in this material world and then give the results to Krishna, that I am doing for Krishna, then it's good. But similarly, empiric knowledge doesn't take us anywhere actually. Empirical knowledge, if we quote it with the devotional service, then it's a Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga ultimately will lead to Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, both. If we try hard, then ultimately it will lead to Bhakti Yoga. But otherwise, if you just read the books, just for knowledge is not enough actually. Prabhupada clearly said here that knowledge is not, such knowledge must be overquoted with devotional service. If you just try to read the books, just for knowledge and not do bhakti, we don't have any devotional service in the heart, or don't perform any devotional service, it is not going to work. So what this shloka is explaining, today's shloka, is like a sword, with a sword in the hand. An intelligent person cannot cut through the binding knot of reactionary work. Reactionary work is like we do any work in this material world and there is reaction to that. So whatever work we perform or actions we perform, that has the reaction. So that gives some kind of result. Anything we do in this material world definitely will give some reaction. So the karma are different kind of karma actually. So there is karma is actually, the meaning of karma is good karma. Good karma means like opening a dharamshala or making a hospital, helping the poor people, giving them some clothes or some kind of, this kind of activities, opening a pyav so people can drink or give the water to the animals, who are really thirsty. So this kind of work, many people do philanthropic work. So these philanthropic work are good, but they don't give bhakti. They can not take us to Krishna Lok or Golok Vrindavan. They can take us to what is the result of good work. Result of good work or pious activities or philanthropic work is we can go to, Krishna can award us the Swarga Lok. So we can go and enjoy our activities, like checking the cash, cashing the check, So that kind of thing. Similarly, the Papa Karma, like we murder somebody or rape somebody or loot somebody, rob or somebody like that. If we do those kind of karmas, then we definitely go suffer from them and go to, they will send us to Patal Lok and in the Narak, and we will rot there for many, many years, and whatever our actions are, we will definitely get the punishment for that. So, let me tell you one example. I was telling my son in the way, just remembered the story today, that there was one patient coming to my clinic. His name was John. Very nice person, not devotee or anything, but he was good guy, so doing the good work, all the time. And he was very rich guy. So, and his wife left him somehow or the other, and he was alone. So, but he had some disease, lung disease, so he was admitted in the hospital. And in the hospital, it took long time. So he was there a month or so. And then they put him in nursing home. He was older guy, 60 and above. So they put him in nursing home, and the nurse he was not happy with the nursing service there. So he said that, let me get the private nurse. So he had the private nurse there. So one private nurse actually serving him very well. Once she knew that he's a alone, single guy, and he has so much money. So she really took care very, very nicely. And then when the last day in the nursing home, he was going home, then that guy, John, held the hand of the nurse and told that, I love you, I want to marry you, would you marry me? He asked, and she was waiting for that actually, she wanted to get all the money. So she married him, and then they came home and everything, and that lady was bringing him in my office every month for checkup. But fifth month she came and she told John, you stay in the waiting room. I have to talk doctor about your health. So she asked me a direct question that, doctor, he looks horrible. What do you how long do you think he will stay? I was surprised because John was my friend. So I said, why are you asking this question? He said, nobody knows, how long somebody will live. So then I said, why you are asking this kind of question? So she told me that I asked John for $300,000 so I can open one business with my brother and make some money. And this guy said no. So if he goes sooner than later, then I can open business with my brother. So she was waiting for that time. And ultimately what happened, because of the bad karma and bad thinking, she got heart attack after 1 month after that, 1.5 months after that. Yes, so see, the karma never leaves you alone. She will get it. And John lived 7 years after that. Although there was difference of 20 years in age of John and the nurse. You can believe that. So he lived more than 90 years.
She passed away.
And 60 passed away, both are done. But I'm telling you can imagine how the karma works. So we have to see that karma will never leave us alone. So all the time we have to do the good, not good karma. We should also not do good karma, because what happens? We go to Swargalok, but what happens once our balance in the bank is finished? Shine Panne Mratu Lokam Vishanti. So we will be back here again and doing the same things again. So that's not a permanent solution, it's just paycheck. So we have to do akarma. Third kind of work is akarma. Akarma is bhakti. Bhakti means it doesn't give good results or bad results. Like when we chant, it doesn't give bad results or good results, We don't want good results also. People say how stupid they are, why they don't want good thing. But they doesn't help actually, because bhakti is, it doesn't give. What is the result of bhakti? Bhakti's result is more bhakti. Yeah, somebody asked the Prabhupada that what you chant so many times, so what will happen, what results is from the bhakti. So like what you will do after chanting? We say we will do more chanting. So this is the way. So a devotee either lives in this material world or goes to Golok Vrindavan. He does the same thing. So for a devotee it doesn't matter actually, he lives here or he goes to Golok Vrindavan. There also he serves the Supreme Person. And here is also he serving. So there is no difference actually. Devotee, that's why they say devotee either die or live forever. It doesn't matter actually, Yeah, so for devotee's life is the same way. And devotee should not think that. See, now the people, bad guys also, good guys also, you see when they die, their family write down Swargiya. Why Swargiya, somebody in my neighborhood also, and they were so bad guys, like they were bothering everybody in the town. I was born in a very small town. They were bothering everybody. And after their death, people actually killed them. All three brothers, they killed them. And after that, in their house, in their photos underneath Swargi and this. Now, how do they know that he went to Swarga or he went to hell actually, So this is the way everybody writes Swargi. And some people I have seen couple time. What they write down? What is the word? Write down.
Kailaswasi.
Huh?
Kailaswasi.
Kailaswasi. That's a Shivite write down. But what they say, I'm forgetting that word. Like going to Vishnu Lok.
Vishnu Saija, Vaikuntha.
Vaikuntha. Yeah, Vaikuntha Vasi. They write Vaikuntha Vasi. So that's the way they write down, So this is really funny thing. That how they decide, where he went, he went to hell or he went to Swarga. Nobody knows actually, how was the work or what was the intention. Because sometimes, people do, like in front of you, like most of Americans, if you go, you see how they will show you their teeth and on the face, that how much they like, but from behind, they hate you. So this is the way, people can act in different ways. So you will never know what people actually want. So we have the most important thing is we have to associate with the devotees. That's very important thing, to keep our bhakti alive. Because otherwise bhakti, many times people do the devotional service for a long time and they see that there is no progress, that there is not a drop of love is developing in their heart for Supreme Lord, So why this happen? Because they don't associate properly with the devotees. So we have to associate with proper person, pure devotees. That's a very important thing, because association is so important that it will keep us properly in bhakti. And many times we try to sleep from the bhakti, then it will wake up, some devotee will tell us, that we are not doing properly. So association means association with the pure devotees, not like anybody. Like somebody, sometime, some devotee, new devotee, comes in the temple. Bhakti Prem Maharaj actually gave this example. He went with some other devotee who was in the temple for 1 year, and they were watching a movie in the theater. So he said, somebody called him, what are you doing? I am associating with this devotee, this and this devotee, doing what? Watching a movie. So that's not association actually. Association means doing something together in Krishna's service. So that's the important thing. And also, we have to see the devotee, what makes a pure devotee. Pure devotee, we have to see how eager he is for Krishna service. Second thing, is he hankering to see the Krishna, hankering for Krishna. And also, he's serious and he's very sincere in his bhakti. And he's following his guru properly. So this kind of character we have to see before following. And he's very enthusiastic actually. So if these things happen, then if we follow that kind of devotee, then it will be very good for our devotional life. That's why in the Shastra, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra kahe, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi hai. So our Siddhi will depend on the association of pure devotee sadhus. Like we can see Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was born, actually he was son of Hiranyakashipu, who was the demon. How the demon's son can be a devotee, but see, he associated with pure devotee of Lord Narad Muni, and that's what he could become devotee. So there is a little story about Prahlad Maharaj also, that many people ask that how Prahlad Maharaj, who was the son of a demon, how he can become so pure devotee, that Krishna helped him everywhere, he has so strong faith, it's very hard to get that kind of faith. Who has that kind of faith? That he was thrown from the mountain, he was thrown with the snakes, he was thrown underneath the feet of the elephants and all those things, but still he was saved, by the Lord. So there is a little story, and I will take 2 minutes to 3 minutes to tell that story. It's given in the Puranas that Hiranyakashipu, when he went for the tapasya in the deep forest, there he was really doing tapasya for Brahmaji, and with very great concentration. Then the demigods all got together. They were thinking, if this guy, does too much tapasya, he's demon, after he will get the boons, and bother everyone. And that's what happened actually. So we say that we have to do something to stop his austerities and penances and all these things. So all the demigods have decided, two people, that okay, you go and destroy them so he cannot finish his tapasya. So 2 devotees came in the form of crows, and they started cow. And then after that, once they sat down on the tree where he was underneath which tree, he was doing the penances, they started saying, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, continuously. They said like that. And then he will get up, from the pascha and throw the stone and tried to kick them out. After 10 minutes again, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So whole day he was doing that. And he said, these crazy crows, Hare Krishna, these crazy crows, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So Hiranyakashipu was doing this whole thing, whole day like this, till the evening time. Ultimately he got disgusted, what kind of austerity and penance I'm doing. Let me go home, brother, that's more better for me than doing this. So he went home, and that night he met with his wife, and then his wife was saying, what happened, why you are so mad? He said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, these crows, telling me all day. So he was telling Hare Krishna, when he was meeting with his wife, and then Prahlad Maharaj came in the moment and that night. So Prahlad Maharaj, so he was doing Hare Krishna at that time. That's why Prahlad Maharaj became so good devotee. So this is one of the reasons. So we can see how things works, and when everyone should do Garbhadhan Sanskar, so chanting whole day, and then if some child comes, then that child will be a definitely great devotee. So that thing is important. So actually we all are not this body, as we all know. We are the eternal soul. And we are all spiritual actually. We are not material. Our soul is spiritual, not material. It's eternal. Actually, what dies when we die, the body dies actually, not the soul. Soul goes again with all the activities that we did, with our false ego, intelligence, mind, it goes with that. But when the soul comes in the contact with this matter, in the beginning, what happens when we are in the womb? And in the womb, we suffer so much. We think so much that, oh Lord, why you send me here now in the womb? Womb is a very small place. It's all dark, gloomy, and all the stool and the bile and blood and everything, urine, everything is floating around us. So we get so, because we remember everything from the past life also, we remember the Lord, all the punishment, what we got. So everything we remember, and we all the time say, Lord, once I am born, I will chant your name all the time, and I will do your devotional service. Everything we must keep thinking about that till we are in the womb, till 9 months. But as soon as we are born, what happens? We take the breathing in this material world. And the Maya Devi starts working right then and there. And then we start crying. That, my God, now the Maya Devi is bothering me. So we start crying, and when we cry, everybody in the world gets so happy. They celebrate. If the child doesn't cry, that means they think it's a dead child. So many times what doctors have to do, they have to hit them on their back so he starts crying. So when he cries, his lungs opens. So that's why, and when the people die, at that time they cry. People cry. But sometimes, if other people cries, but many times people get happy also. Done with. So actually death is not bad for a devotee. Death, life, it doesn't matter. And for other people also who are suffering, death is good. At least they will give up this body, get another body. So suffering, many times the people you see lying down in the bed for years together, like depends on their karma. If they did lot of bad karma in this life and past life, they suffer too much before they going. So their karma is cutting, So they will suffer less in the next life. It's very hard to say that way, because people say, my God, see this guy is suffering, and now you are saying that this is his karma, So we should not say that loudly to anybody, but that's the fact actually, So best thing for us to get out of this material life. So we have to have sword. And with that sword we have to cut the knot. What is the knot? Knot is our all desires, the sex life, having big house, beautiful wife, and everything. So these are all the knots, and we are making one after other. And we are tightening the knots. So the knots get tight that way. So, and we want to keep the knot. We don't want to cut because we want to enjoy this material world. So knot goes one after other, one after other. The more we desire, more knots, more knots, So it's all knots. And these knots actually, till we cut these knots are material disease. We cannot progress in bhakti. So it's very important. That's why I say, take the sword in the hand and cut the knot. It's like a kshatriya, you start fighting. So a devotee, we have to fight with this Maya Devi. Because Maya Devi allures us so much all the time. Come on, come on, come on. And we get into allurement of Maya. And that's why you say, come, enjoy this, this whole matter is like that. So many allurements, so many advertisements we see, so many photos we see, which are dirty pictures, and what happens, the mind gets completely bankrupt and we want to enjoy that. So this is our disease actually, this is material disease. And in the material disease, nobody will be happy. The happiness in this material life is just very flickering, just for little time, and then again we suffer. Even for devotees, sometimes there is suffering because we must have done something in previous lives or even in this life, in the beginning before we became devotee. So that suffering will come. So we should never worry about suffering. Continue our sadhana. That's more important, because sometimes we blame the Lord, oh Lord, why you give me the suffering? I'm chanting for last so many years, and why I am suffering like that? So suffering is due to our karma, not because of Krishna. Krishna never wants to give us. We are children of Krishna, sons and daughters of Krishna. So how Krishna will give us suffering? He will never give us any suffering. But it's our karma. And so many times we blame Krishna. But Krishna gives us happiness for 5 years in a row. We never appreciate Krishna. That Krishna is so kind to me that I'm happy. And little comes, we never say that Krishna, I didn't get any punishment, any suffering in last 5 years. Anybody said that or think about that? So yeah, if you think about happiness, then you say, yeah, that's my right. But suffering is not my right. But suffering is due to karma, so it will come automatically. So we have to have proper consciousness about that. So how we can get out of this material world? So the process is given in the 14th verse, that we have to do. We have to remember Krishna, we have to chant His name, and we have to hear. So hearing should be very proper. Hearing is not just hearing from one ear and getting out of other ear. Yeah, because people say ISKCON, listen with ISKCON and then go by ISKCON. So we should not do like that in ISKCON. Yes, ISKCON is pure bhakti, So you should hear. The left ear is actually for hearing, and right ear is doesn't hear that much, Left ear mostly, because from left ear we hear, it goes directly in heart, and it cleans all the dirt, all the dirty layers on the top of our heart. So we have so many layers, for so many years, so many our births, previous births, there is all the all the dirt is accumulated there. And sometimes we don't get punishment for so many years. Like Dhritarashtra, he asked Krishna that why I am blind. I did so many good work in my life, why I am blind. And Krishna told that 50 lifetime ago, you were a hunter and you throw the burning net on the 100 birds and they got blind and their eyes were burning and they got blind. So that's why he said, your punya karma was still going on for 50 lifetimes. So I just let it go. But this lifetime, the pap, you started pap karma, suffering from the pap karma, and that's why you were born blind like that. So we can see that after even 100 births, previously, any karma we did bad at that time, it can show up results in any life. So when we are born as a human, our duty in the human form lies to serve Krishna, so we don't suffer anymore. Otherwise, we cannot cut this cycle of birth and death. It will go on, It is not going to stop. So what we have to do when we hear, we have to hear very submissively, not just hearing, non-attentive. That hearing will not help. Many times we hear the lectures, in the Zoom. Prabhu, how much time left?
No, we're okay.
Okay. So if we hear submissively, then it will be very helpful. And then after hearing, what we should do, mana, we should contemplate, what I heard today. And maybe make notes, couple points, which we really like. And then we have to tell somebody else, what I heard, next day or whenever you meet other devotee or on the phone, you tell what I heard or what I learned, something new or something good, So transmission of this thing, what is devotional value of that. And then after hearing, if we like something, what we hear, we should have some transformation in ourselves. So that transformation is very good. So these three things are hearing submissively and transmission of what we heard and transformation should be there after hearing. So that hearing is the proper hearing actually. So we should have proper hearing, proper focus on the hearing, what we are hearing. And hearing from the good examples, like we have Radheshyam Prabhu, we have Amrendra Prabhu, we have Adigadadhar Prabhu. So many great devotees are in ISKCON actually, and we are so thankful for them, giving us so much wisdom and giving so nice classes on Zoom. So we all can really enjoy listening that, learn a lot of things from them. So we have to hear the nice examples, not anyone. Because in this, there are so many religious videos, from different gurus. There are thousands and hundreds of thousands actually, if you see. But hear from the proper persons. So that's good for us. So one time I asked, because sometimes, I think, why this devotee this, why this? Because we have so many defects in us, So a few years ago I asked Gauranga Prabhu that this devotee, why the devotee does like this kind of work, they should not do this, they should not do this. I saw this devotee doing this, we all the time do like this, So that's a bad thing actually. We should not talk about any faults of the devotees actually. See our own fault, not somebody else's fault. But that's my habit, what I can do. So I asked him, So he told me that we all are sick actually, not just you or somebody, We all are sick. We all the time think that I'm better devotee than this devotee. So he said that actually all the devotees in ISKCON, they should think that we are in the hospital. We all are patients there. Actually we are patients, in this material world. What is the disease? The material disease. And our desires, So these are the diseases what we have. So these diseases, everybody is suffering. Somebody is throwing in the hospital. Somebody has diarrhea. Somebody has abdominal pain. Somebody has leg pain. Somebody is having headache. So we all have some kind of problems. So, but he said that everybody associating is okay, but don't go to person who has infectious disease. So we should not go to guy who has infectious disease, because then you will get his infection. So the people who criticize others, we should never go to them or associate with them, because then he will get us infectious that way, and we will start doing that. So stay away from those kind of people. And we should practice Krishna consciousness all the time actually, satatam. That's why in Bhagavad Gita we say satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dradavartaha namastansam mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Always chant my glories, Krishna says that, and endeavoring with a great determination. We have to have a lot of determination to do that. It's not somehow or the other, like we saw this one devotee in the temple, he was lying down. I mean, the pastor, you must have seen that. He was lying, listening class, where he was sleeping there in the temple, That's not the way. You should be enthusiastic and determined,
During the class?
Yeah, in the class. So that's not good actually, So, lot of determination. Bowing down before me, Krishna said that. So we should offer our obeisances as many times as possible. Like Raghunath Goswami, he made a plan that I will definitely do at least 1,000 times obeisances. So he will offer obeisances so many times every single day. So we can imagine, and Sanatana Goswami was offering 2,000 turnovers every single day. So, and even in the old age, he continued going to obeisances on the Govardhan path. So Lord Krishna came and gave him the Shila that, okay, you just offer obeisance here, and just because you are very old now, it will not be possible for you. Then ultimately he listened. But otherwise he kept, when he was real old age, still he never stopped offering obeisances. So offering obeisances means, you are giving your life, yourself to Krishna. So that's important. If you are young, we should offer more. If you are old and some big problem or something, then but we should try. Also, when we go in front of our deities, not just doing this and walk out, we should actually see the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is most attractive, most beautiful. So we should see it. It's not like we are seeing Krishna. Actually, Krishna also wants to see us. It's not Krishna reciprocates with us. So we should not think that these are just like statues. They are deity. They are the Lord in the form of a deity, but they are there to see us also. So Krishna sees us also. It's not just seeing the Lord and go away in 1 second, We should see him, see from his foot, lotus feet, up to the face, beautiful face of Krishna. So we should go slowly up and see how beautiful he is, and how he's holding his flute in the hand, and how Radharani is offering the garland to Krishna. So we should see all these things and really think about that when we go home, that how beautiful Krishna was in the temple. So this kind of thing we have to do. So we have to remember Krishna all the time. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmar yuddha cha. So Krishna is saying that sarveshu kaleshu, all the time, not like this time and this time, every time, all the time you remember me. But at the same time, do your prescribed duty. That's what he said to Arjuna, because Arjuna was not ready to fight. But he said that this is your prescribed duty as a Kshatriya, so you have to do it. And he said, Maya arpit mano buddhir, because our mind actually is so much contaminated with these all material things. So Krishna is saying that in mind sometimes controls our intelligence also. We think that we know that this is bad thing. As a devotee, I should not do. But then our mind says, okay, come on, do it. What's wrong with this, Just enjoy one time, there's nothing wrong with that. So mind actually try to manipulate with our intelligence. And sometimes the intelligence also gets contaminated. Not just intelligence, even our Atma, soul. Soul also sometimes gets contaminated, although it's eternal. But with mind and intelligence actually keep bothering, and then soul says, use up, do whatever you want, So slowly, that also gets layer of contamination. So what is the best way? Let the soul be pure, then soul should dictate to our intelligence, and intelligence should dictate to our mind. If this hierarchy goes, then we will do the proper bhakti, otherwise it will be very hard. Then we will come under the influence of this Maya Devi. So Krishna is saying here, Maya arpit mano buddhi, you queue up your mind and your intelligence to me. You offer me your intelligence and your mind, and let me handle it. And if Krishna handles our mind and our intelligence, then we can imagine we will be in good hands. Then we can do our bhakti without problem. But the problem is with us. We don't give our mind and intelligence to Krishna. So if we give that to Krishna, how good it will be for us. And Krishna is saying here, Maya arpit mano buddhir. So this is good thing for us to just depend fully on Krishna. Let Krishna decide what to do. Actually, he decides anyway. But sometime, like a child, many times, we don't want him to take him lollipop, or sometime, he plays with the lighter, and we say, no, don't take it, and he still takes it, and says, let him play with this, and he burns his finger, and he cries, and learns a lesson. So sometime, he gets a knife, And he cuts his hand, And father tells him, don't touch it, don't touch it. But still he touches and cut his finger. So sometimes, Krishna also allows us, you want to play with knife, play with knife. Want to play with Maya Devi, play. No problems. And what happens then? We suffer. That's why we are suffering because of us actually. Krishna is not telling that you suffer. Krishna is telling, come to me. And we don't want to go. We want to rot in this material world. And what Krishna can do? Here we are rotting here. And so this thing is going. So when we perform actually bhakti, the knots will get off slowly, slowly. So bhakti will cut the knot. That's what it says, Chindanti karma granthi. Karma granthis. So Prabhu, please let me know when the time is up, okay? So karma granthi will cut with the hearing, glorifying the Lord, worshipping the Lord, remembering Him, So there are so many nice processes. Krishna says in 18th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Manmana bhava mad bhakta, madhyaji mam namaskuru. So he's saying that Manmana, all the time meditate on me. Manmana bhava mad bhakta, become my devotee. And madhyajima means worship Him. And then namaskuru, offer obeisance to Him. So these four processes, they are also in Bhagavad Gita. And here also he's saying the four processes. So there are so many nice processes Krishna is telling all the time. But it's our defect that we are not listening to Krishna. And we just suffer. Punarapi jananam puranapi maranam. So we born and die and born and die. And according to our desires, at the time of death, Krishna gives us body. Krishna says somebody wants to be naked. Then Krishna says, okay, become the tree. Stay naked all your life. If somebody wants to have sex, then Krishna says, okay, become pigeon. Do sex 400 times a day. No problem. So Krishna fulfills our desire. So when devotee desires something, Krishna, even the layman's desire, Krishna fulfills. Why he fulfills? Because he is our father. That's why he fulfills our desires. Sometimes we have bad kid, he still, we try to fulfill his desire, because he is my son, let him. So that is the thing Krishna desires. So as a devotee, we should desire only pure things, what will benefit us, not anything, we should never desire. Krishna will fulfill that and we will get bad thing in our hand. So when we desire, want anything, want only thing, pure bhakti from Krishna, nothing else. Because otherwise this cycle of birth and death will never go away. It will continue. And it is being continued for so many years. That's why Prabhupada tells us that just this lifetime, give it to me and do the bhakti and get out of this cycle of birth and rebirth. But still we don't want to give. Krishna said, whatever age you are in, whatever remaining time, just give it to Krishna. It's not like, I was born, I wasted all my life now in remaining 5-10 years, what I'm going to do. So that's not the way. Just do maximum. Like Rantidev, he had only one muhurat, which is 48 minutes. And what was his name, Rantidev? Katwang, King Katwang. So King Katwang has only 48 minutes. So he said, what do you want and what do you... He said, no, I don't want anything, Let me just concentrate on Supreme Lord. He concentrated in 48 minutes and got liberation. So even in 48 minutes, you can go. That's why he asked, Parikshit Maharaj asked, that I have only 7 days, what I should do. He said, 7 days is good enough. You see, King Katwang, only 48 minutes he got liberation, So it's up to you, how, with what concentration you can do the bhakti. So it doesn't matter how much time left. It doesn't matter. So whatever we should do it for Krishna. So Prabhupada, actually for this material world, how comfortable we get in this material world. That's why Radheshyam Prabhu has a video, if you have seen, he says, come out of comfort zone. So we have to get out of the comfort zone because we feel so comfortable in any position, wherever we don't want to get out of that. So what Prabhupada says is story of Indra. One time he got cursed to become a pig. And immediately he got cursed, he came to material world. And so in material world, in the form of pig, he came. And as soon as he came, he saw a beautiful Miss Piggy. And what happened, you know, they started talking and then they got married. So that's knot. Okay, so he got the knot. And then after the marriage, what happens? He got want house, you know. So he get a house. He went underneath the bridge, you know, and there was a pond of mud. So that was their bedroom. So they started living there. And then one kid after other kid, you know, like we have one knot after other knot in our karma, you know, karma knots. So he had one kid, two kids, so they had 25 kids, you know. And every day they will eat fresh stool, you know. People pass around there, around the small creek, you know. So they were feeling, Indra was feeling so good in the form of pig, you know, that, oh my God, what kind of food halwa I'm eating? That's what he was thinking. And then for sleep, you know, nice mud, you know, air condition, you know, he was thinking that good air condition, no heat or anything, you know. So he was enjoying with the kids, his beautiful wife. And then what happened in the Swargalok? Without Indra, you know, the management was not going too good. So Brahmaji saw that. So Brahmaji came to Indra and he said, come on, you are Indra, you know, let us go back. He said, where? He said, Swarga. He said, I'm already in Swarga. See, how nice, beautiful my wife, see, isn't she? How my kids are. They love me all, you know, and I'm eating nice food. I have so nice bed, mud, sleep, you know. And so I'm very happy here. I don't want to go. So that's why our condition is also there. Whatever way we are, we want to live here. Although we are rotting, but we want to live here. We don't want to leave this place. So this is actually. And so Brahmaji came and kicked him. He said, come on, listen to me. You are Indra. You are king of Swarga. You have to take your position. And Indra got up. He remembered. After a big kick, you know, from Brahmaji, then he remembered and he went back. So this is the way our life is also. It's not a life of only Indra, you know. Our life is also like that. So there is another nice verse in the in Bhagavatam, so that we are going to read after 21st number. Okay, so I will not read another verse, but thank you very much for listening, and I hope you must have enjoyed, hopefully. And if somebody has any comments, questions, you know, please come up and we can discuss that for a few minutes.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Kaivalya Prabhu, for a wonderful practical session, so many practical examples. So now we'll go around, this is our protocol, we'll go around for reflections.
Yes.
Do they have any or questions? Okay, so please.
Guruji, thank you very much for the wonderful class. For me, the reflection is the mananam part, which is very important. You stressed on that. So, what we hear.
Yes, Prabhuji, my yes, so we again sister but being naughty.
Okay.
She's very naughty.
So, what we hear, mananam actually helps us transform what we have heard. Thank you, Guruji.
What is this?
Mentioned that the more the desires we have, the more knots to be there. So I think my reflection is, before we desire, we have to calculate how many knots is going to be. Take a decision.
I want to say
Actually, nowadays I'm not getting that much opportunity to come for Bhakti Riksha. Today, when I was really fortunate to come here and hear so many practical examples, I'm really I really feel blessed in hearing so many nice things. I have few things which I really liked it from today's class. That whenever we do any kind of sadhana without proper love for Krishna, there is no use. We should really have that real true love for Krishna, whatever we do, even when doing deity worship or anything. And the bhakti increases when we do pure bhakti, not just when we are simply because we have to do and then not like that. We have to have real love towards Krishna. And we should have the association with pure and serious devotees. Those are really very much enthusiastic and very much want to do many services and think for many services like that. And I came to even the knots are the desires which has to be cut. So knots cannot progress in bhakti. Then Krishna never gives suffering is because of our karma. We think Krishna is giving the suffering. Krishna sometimes doesn't listen to our prayers. What is all this? We are doing so much for Krishna, but Krishna is not listening for us. We sometimes we think like that, but it is not. Krishna is not giving us suffering. Then hearing transmission and transformations. And also Krishna, whenever we go to temple or when we are doing deity worship, it's not that we have to properly see Krishna and admire the beauty, so that Krishna really reciprocates. When we pour in so much love, Krishna also gives the same reciprocations to us. Then I like that soul, intelligence and mind. When we take care of our soul, we get good intelligence, and when we get the intelligence feeds our mind, and it's that intelligence and mind which we have to give to Krishna. When Krishna says, give your intelligence and mind to me, I will take care. So that is a surrendering process which we have to really practice on that. And yes, and the last thing is when we do bhakti, all the knots get cut. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice class and a lot of practical examples. There's a couple things that struck to my mind is when we go to temple, we should think that Krishna wants to see us. I really like that divine feeling when we feel when we go to temple. And then you also mentioned that suffering will happen. That's why we are here. But in spite of that, we have to continue our sadhana. So that was very nice. And then the criticism example that you mentioned, it's very practical. So very nice example. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Today I learned that no matter how much time you have remaining, or like how much time you wasted, you should always like remember Krishna, because based on what you want before you die, he'll give you the next birth if you have it. So like you should always remember him. Even like as you said, the 48-minute example, you have to remember him and keep thinking of him.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a nice session with full of examples. And one thing I noticed, there is not all the karma and services are same. There is a dharmic and non-dharmic karmas and services. So which path we have to follow, we should keep in mind and follow them. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Today's lesson we learn about Gnan, karma and bhakti. So we have to do good karma, but it's not enough. We have to do bhakti too. So that's what we learned today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it was a very nice class today, and I actually got a lot of information today with the examples that you shared with us. At the same time, like even the your bhakti should be totally devoted to the Krishna, and it should be pure bhakti. Association with the devotees, that is pure devotees, also will help you. And one thing that I liked was that, like, hearing from the depth of your ears, and it goes to your heart. That was something I really liked in this. I've been hearing since day one the lectures, like Maya. Now my question that comes to me is that who created this Maya and why it is there in this world?
Maya is actually created by Krishna, is energy of Krishna. Because people want to be in Maya. Krishna in the material world sends Maya Devi. In the spiritual world, the same is Yoga Maya. So it's the same personality in the different form. We wanted Maya, we wanted to live in the illusion. So Krishna said.
But then Prabhuji, like, why Maya diverts us from the path?
Because we want to enjoy, that's our position. Because right, we were with Krishna sometime in the past. It may be millions and billions of years ago, but we were in Krishna's belly, when the whole thing destruction takes place. We were there, and we selected to come here rather than going, because see, the Lord stays in the in the sea, which is in between the spiritual world and material world. If you come towards material world, it's our desire. If you want to go to spiritual world and serve Krishna there, so we had two choices at that time. That either you want to serve Krishna or you want to go to material world and enjoy. So we said, no, let me enjoy. So this enjoyment propensity what we had, that's actually, we came here, and then in this material world, Krishna sends Maya Devi, because everybody wants to live in illusion. So Maya is here.
Yeah, and the influence is there in every stage of life.
Yeah. But Krishna has given us freedom, independence, minute. And Krishna doesn't want to take that. Krishna cannot force that, okay, you chant my name. Krishna will never force. It's our desire. It should be our desire. And wholeheartedly, we have to surrender to Krishna. Then only Krishna will appreciate that. So it's up to us actually what we want to do. We want to stay under the influence of Maya Devi, Krishna will keep us. But we want to get out of Maya Devi, Krishna will help us.
Thank you for your association and sharing your realizations with us. My takeaway is, that karma is a very complex thing. It can come back from many lifetimes also. So our job is to perform a devotional service. First you get the knowledge, and based on overload with the devotional service, we should be able to remove or untie all those knots which are been there for last many years or many lifetimes. And slowly we'll start performing the devotional service. All the knots will go away, and we will get that realization of that Krishna is Supreme Personality Godhead. What is my relationship with Krishna and how I should progress. And I also like the example which you give, practical example, not talking bad about devotees. That also is very important for us. Correct.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thanks for the class. My reflection is basically we should be part of the association of the real devotees, where we can discuss the things related to Shri Krishna, and they can help us guide in a right path to achieve the supreme to reach the Supreme Personality of God. Thanks, bro.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I liked all the examples you gave so that you can go to the path of devotion towards Krishna. And I like equating this world to be a hospital, and where, of course, in today's world, in Kali Yuga, everybody is more attracted towards the materialistic world. Hardly do you see people going towards the real devotion to get rid of this Punarapi Jananam and Punarapi Maranam. And you're equating it to all these things, to different diseases, was a very nice way, of explaining and taking us to the path of devotion. So that way, when a person has a disease, you want to get rid of the disease. So that's it equates like get rid of the materialistic attraction and go towards God.
Hare Krishna. One of the points that many devotees have mentioned, many really nice points already, but one thing that really stuck with me was the power of positive Krishna conscious association. I realized that even in the movement, younger kids, they have a tendency to go and do things like watch movies in the movie theater and to eat out at restaurants where they don't give you prasad necessarily, but you think that you're with devotees, but that doesn't really help us advance in Krishna consciousness. What really does is positive Krishna conscious association, doing service together at the temple or for your local bhakti vrikshas or whatever. That's what stuck with me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, really nice class. One thing in my mind, Prabhu, I wanted to know, like there's always like some miscreants was there. So Krishna need to come, like he said, he will come for the inhalation of miscreants, million after million, millennium after millennium. So like Prabhu, one question in my mind that there will be any time that there will be no miscreants around and like Krishna don't need to be created this material world and everybody will be in the spiritual world and there will be no material world. Will be any time it's like that.
It's not described in any Shastra, but Krishna will come here. Krishna doesn't come for miscreants actually. That's one of the reasons, but the main reason is he wants to encourage all the devotees to do them more. Like Krishna comes in perform Leela, like Krishna performed this Leela, 5,000 years ago. And still after 5,000 we are still repeating those Leela every single day, discussing in Bhagavatham classes and all enjoying. So that's why Krishna comes in. That's his main purpose actually, to encourage the devotees and claim them back to our original position. That's Krishna's main purpose. Not miscreant. Miscreant maybe there, not maybe there. Krishna will still come. It's not Krishna will not come. Definitely he will come. And one day it may be possible that everybody becomes a devotee, but it's not practical though. The possibility is there, but it's not practical because bad guys are always there, these disasters will never go away. They are like fire, they are putting ghee in the fire. It's going to go up, not down. That water all the time goes down, that's the way our mind is like that, mind all the time takes us down, do the bad thing, mind is very bad, If we keep it trained properly, then it is our friend, actually good friend. But if we don't train properly, then it's our enemy. All the time teaches us bad thing, do this thing, which is not good for us. So never, that's why they say that if the mind is bad, not listening to us, then in the morning when we get up, some devotee said that you have 1,000 jutas, you're hitting in the morning when you get up to the mind. So that is the proper treatment for the bad mind, So we have to train the mind properly. That's what we need. And proper training we can give by the different kind of devotional service like we discussed.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. The points which I like to remember are, so whatever devotional activities we are doing, that intention is very important to please Krishna. And the second important thing is we should associate with devotees who are very serious and sincere on this path to develop the ruchi for bhakti. Yeah, that thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for your wonderful class. Yeah, my thing is same, Prabhuji. So intention is important in devotion. So that is the most important thing, not the activity. Intention is Krishna. And another thing is result of bhakti is the more bhakti. It doesn't stop there. The more Krishna, more and more bhakti. That Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time coming here. Hare Krishna.
Up. Up.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you for really wonderful class. Yeah, we are so fortunate because you are very dear to Sri Prabhupada. I like these things because can you hear? Yeah. And this, your powerful association, I love it, this thing, because I picked up whatever you say, everything is really great, but is my understanding is the last part I heard about it, the Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. This Kali Yuga is very much illusionary things there. And I'm not sure this, whatever I can chant and everything, is my mind is fixed, whatever you say, intention. That's why I feel like, if I go into the Sadhu Sangha, might be better. It's easy and get results instantly. That's why I picked up this reflection especially. Thank you to Hare Krishna.
Shambro. Oh, okay. Parimamata, you want that?
Okay. So thank you, Prabhu. My reflection is I didn't know the meaning of ISKCON till now. ISKCON se USKCON. Thank you. So there are some online devotees. Let's hear from them. Murli Prabhu and Makadia Prabhu. You have anything? Please unmute yourself. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice. So today also you gave in temple Bhagavatam class. Very happy to see you giving classes and going. So this is very inspiring. To how you all are serving Srila Prabhupada.
On that side.
Same way we have to learn to keep serving Srila Prabhupada in any possible way. And very nice class. Some points you raised it like was Hare Krishna.
Murlidhar Keshav Prabhu. Makadia Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much. It was very nice class and I really like, not only I few points, but I like all the class. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. That's it? Okay, thank you. We're actually getting late. So next is our Saturday school students sloka recitation. Okay, so please kids, come to the stage. Actually, Prabhuji, I want to say one thing about Prabhuji. Okay. So, not many people, it is my ignorance I'm talking about, but not many people in this world who speak and then they walk their talk. But Prabhuji is one such person who speaks and sets an example to everyone. Okay, the live example is, of course, Chaitanya Prabhu, wonderful son, and all of us, their daughters and sons, the entire family, including relatives, everybody is into this Hare Krishna movement, and they got influenced by Prabhu. Okay, so he sets an example so everybody can follow. So he's brought up the kids wonderfully. So we have to take more and more of his association and get guidance from him. So how to lead. We all are family, right? So how to lead a good family life with devotion. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Kids.
Yes.
Yajnahat karmano natra lokoya karam bandhanaha tarartham karam konteya mukta sangha sanachara. Translation: work must be done as a yagar to the Supreme Lord, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, for satisfaction of God, perform your prescribed duties without being attached to the results. Nay kashtit chiranapi jato tishtat karamkrit karyate vasha sarva prakati jairgunai. Translation: there is no one who can remain without action even for the moment. Indeed, all beings are compelled to act by their qualities, born by material nature, the three gunas.
Yagnata karma neta lokoyam karma bandhana tarartha karma konteya murta sangha samachara. Translation: work done as a sacrifice to Lord Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duty for satisfaction. In this way, you will always remain from bondage. So what I understood from the sloka is whatever work you do for Lord Vishnu, it has to be performed, or your work will cause bondage in this material world, and it's telling the son of Kunti to do it as an example for satisfaction, so she remains free from bondage.
Okay, next.
Slowly, closer. Loko yam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu must be performed, otherwise work binds one to this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, do your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you remain unattached and free from bondage. What I learned from the shloka is that if we give whatever we have for Krishna, he will we won't be attached to whatever we get, and there will be no karma to what we do.
Yajnarthat karmana yatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tatartam karma kauteya mukta sangha samachara. Work has to be done as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu, or else will cause bondage in the material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and you will always remain free from bondage. What I learned is that whatever work you do, it should always be for the pleasure of Vishnu, and then you will reach the liberated state.
Yagnartat karma anyarta lokayam karma bandhana tad artam karma kunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. What I learned from this sloka is that whatever you do it for Krishna, and you won't get any bondage from in the material world.
Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise it causes bondage. O son of Kunti, perform the prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and from that you will not get any bondage and be free. You'll be unattached and free from all material bondage. So from this I learned that whatever work you do, you have to do it for Vishnu, and you should not think about the results from it for your satisfaction, and then you will remain unattached.
Very good. Lokoyam.
Lokoyam karma tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. What translation? Work to Vishnu should be done. Otherwise, you will be bound to the material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, you should perform your prescribed duty. In this way, you will be unattached and free from bondage. What I learned from this is that even though, if you're doing material things, you should always relate it to Krishna so that you have no karma whatsoever.
Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paripasat tesam nityubhiyuktanam. Then what? Yogakshemam mahamyam.
Good. Haribo! A big round of applause to all the kids, please. Wonderful. And thanks to their teacher, actually. Kids, I was under the... Oh, you want to say something? Oh, sorry. So we read Srila Prabhupada's quote quickly for the whole week. We send every day in our WhatsApp group, right? So one of the kids will read. Today it's Brinda's turn.
March 3rd, always remember Krishna, who is your dearmost friend, and always serve him just to please him, and he will give you all intelligence how to be a first-class devotee. March 4th, dedicate your life for Krishna. That is the perfection. Even if there are most faults, dedicated life is noble life. Maybe due to our past habits, we may commit some faulty action, but that dedicated life is sublime. March 5th. God's another name is Ajita. A means not and Jita means conquer. Nobody can conquer God. He conquers everyone, but devotee can conquer. Although God is Ajita, he becomes Jita, conquered by his devotee. March 6th. Keep your health in good condition and work very hard for Krishna. That is our motto of life. March 7th. To serve the servant of Krishna is better than to serve directly Krishna. Because if the servant of Krishna promises something, if the servant of Krishna says, I'll take you to Krishna Loka, you must go there. March 8th. Temple means people should come. People should learn the science of God. Not that to make a business of temple. Temple means spiritual educational shelter. People should come and learn what is spiritual life, what is God, and what my relationship with God. March 9th. Sometimes somebody takes his bird in the field and lets him loose out of the cage, and the bird goes and then again comes to the cage. This human form of body is just like being let loose. Now you get the freedom of flying away from this cage of birth and death, but we'll not do. We'll enter again. We are not interested how to get out of the cage. We are again and again coming back to the cage.
Thank you, Brenda. So these quotes are very important. Every day, please read. You all are in our group, I guess. So whenever you get that, please read. I'm guessing you all do that. Thank you. I was also under the impression that Kirtida taught kids how to chant Mahamantra, but today they chanted my name. Mukta Sangha Samachar. Okay, just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so we'll break for Prasadam now. Again, thanks to Kaivalya Prabhu and of course Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu for coming to today's program and gracing this occasion and wonderful Srimad Bhagavatham class. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So one time loudly Hare Krishna mantra for them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Mahaprasade Govinde, Nama Brahmane Vaishnave, Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan, Vishwaso Naiva Jayate, Sharira Vidyaja, Jarendriya Sahekal, Jiva Pele Viche Sagare, Tara Madhye Jivahati, Lobo Mai Sudurmati, Take Jeta Katina Samsare, Krishna Barodaya Mai, Koribara Jivajai, Prasada Nadilo Bai, Sri Annamrita Pao, Sri Radha Krishna Gunagao, Remada Ko Sri Chaitanya Nitai, Jai Nima Jai Nitai, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radha Krishna Mahaprasadam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. And one more important, today is very auspicious day according to our Vaishnava calendar. Today is Shivratri. Okay, so yesterday in India, but today it's for Philadelphia. Okay, so just to mention, thank you. Haribol. Thank you, online devotees. Haribol.